Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. We are currently investigating the murder of two men down in that alley down below. We searched this man's apartment and we found an antique bracelet, which we need to search the archives for. I wonder if there is anything else we need to do here. How come I don't have this? Will be met in current case. Okay, fair enough. We met Ryan Turner in the last episode. Ryan Turner is around 60 years of age. He is a veteran of the Crimean War, a fact of which he is very proud. His leg was most likely injured during this war, and he has been limping since then. Mr. Turner lives a poor life, which is why he took the bracelet. This fantastic wallpaper. Not that bit. That bit's a bit messed up. How does that bit of the wall get messed up? I guess it could be moisture? Yeah, it seems weird. That strange invasive thought there for a second where I was like, wait, how did they damage that wallpaper? Normally it's bits that you can, like, you know, touch and stuff. Is it Wiggins?
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
It is not, okay. Can I talk to the policeman?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. I don't know if we've actually done everything we can here. Let's go back to Baker Street and see if we can find some information about this bracelet. Okay. What have we got to go on? An antique gold bracelet that was found in Mr. Turner's flat is decorated with distinctive ram heads. Research? Newspapers or encyclopedias? Encyclopedias, maybe? Art and architecture doesn't... It could be economic science, technology, history. It could be history, hang on. Greek history?
That is not the one I need.
Okay, never mind. Ancient Egypt?
That is not the
Nope.
one I need.
Roman?
That is not the
No,
one I need.
okay. Not going to be medicine or botany, is it? Antique art of the British Museum? Of course it came from the British Museum. These beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mytilene have been missing from the museum since 1885.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Use article about antiques. 1885. It's given us a date, so maybe newspapers. 1885. Here we go. The Hellenistic treasures stolen. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way from the British Museum to the Glassford Fine Art Exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognised by the surviving driver of the cab who had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Let's go to the pawn shop. I don't think we got anything else to go, have we? Find a use. We have a door key that we haven't found a use for. Yeah, okay. To the pawn shop. This alleyway looks almost as suspicious as the last one. Look at that night sky, fantastic. Hello, good sir, are you okay? Well, there's a pub. I don't think the pub is where we're going. Ballard's Pint. Oh, I want Butler's Pawn Shop, yes. Do I need the key?
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Fantastic. Nothing like a bit of casual breaking and entering. Did we close the door, Sherlock? No? Okay, let's examine the shelves. Climbing equipment?
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Huh. Okay, let's keep in mind, if we need any climbing equipment, there's some in the pawn shop. You have any books of business, my dear friend? A flare gun?
Flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Man, do you remember when pawn shops had interesting stuff in? These days, it all ends up on eBay for extremely high prices. Very uninteresting. Ooh, it's a piece of the ram.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Why did he contact the police? Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewellery with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about these jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Brian Vercotti. An accounting book?
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
That's the counter done. Okay, hang on. Let's see if we have any deductions we can do here. Butler's jewels. Long lost art? Nope. Butler's jewels and 2 victims? The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime that was committed in Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. Oops, I didn't mean to press that button. Damn, damn, damn. Anything else we can do here? 2 victims, long lost art? No, different shots. Okay, I don't think there's anything new here. Right, is there anything else in this shop before I leave? I need to double check, make sure I don't miss anything. There's the flare gun. I'll rub my face against all the corners. And climbing equipment. Okay, so what do we have to go on here? We have the necklace. We have the bracelet. I guess we still need to go to Scotland Yard. Should we go to Scotland Yard? Let's go to Scotland Yard. I feel like I've missed something. I don't know what I've missed, but I feel like I have.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Okay. Let's go find out. That's the autopsy room. Don't need that one. That's the staff. Can I go in the staff room? No, shame. And then evidence room. There we go. A pistol, a pocket watch, an apple, and some cigarettes. I guess we'll start with the watch.
Watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
This is where we find out he's got a really expensive pistol.
This is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Telling me they didn't check that it was actually fired? It should be break action. Can we open it? Yeah. Let's have a look.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Well, that doesn't look good, does it? We can connect Leighton's revolver to the 2 shots. So simultaneous shots. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At first a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Wait. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots as they were made from different points in Half Moon Street. So, was there another shooter and 2 of the shots overlapped each other? Or was there 2 shots, different points? I'm guessing simultaneous shots, since 2 shots were fired from the revolver. Of course, that's assuming he didn't fire one of those shots earlier in the day and then just didn't reload his gun, but I don't think that would be the case. Lootless. Leighton Chapman had nothing of any value in his possession when he was caught by the police directly after the crime. Is that long lost art? No. Never mind then. 2 victims. Leighton was holding a revolver with 2 fired cartridges when he was caught after the crime in Half Moon Street. These were 2 victims, I guess? Kenneth Butler and Brian Vacotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. The game is giving me hints that maybe it's not that straightforward. I guess we need to actually speak to him. 2 victims, Lane's revolt. We still have Lootless and 2 victims, huh? Just make sure none of these are related in any way. I don't think they are, but worth just checking. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay, we need some more information. I guess we can have a conversation with Leighton? Who's that guy in the back there?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Let's do a profile first, shall we? I'm going to assume that scar on his face is definitely one of the things we can profile. Yep, deep scar. Occasional fights, grew up on the street. Yeah, it's got a busted eye here, but... like a black eye, but... recent beating, resisted arrest, hot-headed... scarf? Fancy scarf? Downtown fashion, cushy job, office clerk. Nice. Westgate prison tattoo. Committed a crime. What's your story?
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
Saying there was a third person involved that the guy upstairs didn't see. I thought when he was saying there was somebody over the body, he was talking about the soldier from the Crimean War. No. Seems a bit suspicious. Alright, time to return.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it. And then I followed the third man.
Oh. Oh, I see. So the gun he had, the Webley, belonged to one of the dead men. So he fired at somebody? Pray continue.
Interesting. Pray continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
The third man wouldn't happen to be a policeman, would he?
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Why did you follow him?
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
But what about the letter? Oh god, what's the right answer here? The bracelet? No. Werner's contradiction, maybe? No.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Maybe it is Westgate Prisoners.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, what can you tell me about Brian Vercotti?
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Ah, we have some deductions we can do here. Old acquaintance. Statements, maybe? Nope. Clayton's revolver? Nope. 2 victims? Nope. Lootless? Aha! Lootless! Burglary motive? Search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime that was committed in Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. The violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have had a personal motive. Let's go with personal motive for now. Whoops, I didn't mean to press that button. God damn it. Very tired today. My brain is not working. Long lost art. Okay. Statement: Leighton Chapman stated he saw a person leaning over a dead body just as he entered the scene. Leighton took a gun from the body and set off in pursuit of the man, but was blinded by a flash of bright light. Oh, is that not related to the revolver? Oh, okay. I'd be like, that seems like it's relevant. He says he took the gun, but okay. But I do think I shall end this episode here, so thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel and the coffee supporters. It really does mean the world to me. And as always, we'll see you next time.